guys. Okay, I'm here to do a big overview of the Countertime line. I have all of it here, and I'm not going to answer any questions on the live just so I can get through everything, but then you can always send me a message, and then I'm actually going to upload this onto my Facebook group. I had wanted to put it in stories, but it just cut me off like crazy, and it was driving me crazy. So I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm just going to have it live in my Facebook group. So if you're in my Facebook group, you'll be able to watch this. But if not, you can watch it here for 24 hours. Okay, so let's talk through all of this first, because I know y'all have a lot of questions. And some people may be thinking, I don't really care about ingredients. But you need to. If you're going to invest your money in things, you want to know exactly what's in it and what it's doing for your skin, so you can be looking for those changes too. Okay, two overview things. One is scent, because a bunch of questions about smell, and sorry if I get winded, y'all. I'm just third trimester. I'm super winded, so if you hear me out of breath from sitting and basically breathing, that's just my life now. So there's only two that stand out to me, I guess, in scent. Well, maybe three. And that is the cleanser. So the cleanser actually has, like, I went nitty gritty with the details here on ingredients. It has citrus oils in it. So you're going to smell a little bit of citrus, but you're also going to get tiny, tiny hint of floral. I will say, if anything even comes close to smelling like roses or anything like that, I can't stand it. So if I like this line, it's not too florally, but it just has a tiny hint of, if I had to sum up the whole line, I would say it's like a clean spa scent. That's exactly what it smells like. The only thing that I can smell more floral than the rest would be the essence. But it's not rosy, it's not overpowering, it's not anything like that. Okay, so that's scent. The other thing is going to be that they all have the ingredient bakuchiol, which is Beautycounter's, I love saying it, bakuchiol, Beautycounter's alternative to a retinol. So here's the deal with retinol. It works. That's when people love it. It is very harsh on the skin. If you go too strong with it, it can make your skin just flake off your face, slough it off. And I get why people like it, because like I said, it works. It does make your skin look radiant, but we want a safer alternative to it, because on EWG, which is the Environmental Working Group, it ranks a 9 out of 10. So a lot of the products that you're using from, say, Sephora, Ulta, that maybe even like Smashbox, different brands, not knocking on any brands here, but they may only rank like a 4 or 5 on Skin Deep. Retinol is different. It's a 9 out of 10. It's a known carcinogen, which means it's been shown over time it can contribute and build on cancer cells. And then it's also got the issue of phototoxicity, which means it can make your skin extremely sensitive to light and sunlight, amongst other things. So we want an alternative to it, but we also want effective skincare, which is exactly what I've been looking for since I joined Beautycounter 3 years ago. I'm like, that's great, but I don't want to rub coconut oil all over my face. Like, I want active products, and that's what this line does. So talking through it, I did a bunch of research, like these are my notes, a bunch of research on my own, just because I wanted to understand on all the ingredients and what all went into it. So we're going to start from the order that I would use them in. I switched over kind of slowly because I'm very, very sensitive skin. But I will say, like, using it as a set is when I've started to see the difference and the changes, because that's the way it was created to be used, is together in conjunction so that you could get the best results. So start with the Lipid Defense Cleansing Oil. You see how big this thing is. I've seen a bunch of other consultants that use 2 pumps. I just need 1 pump, and it's going to last me that much longer. I mean, I'm just at the top of the product. I've barely used any. I've never liked a cleansing oil before. Most of them contain coconut oil, which some people can get away with, and for others it is extremely comedogenic, meaning it makes them, clogs their skin, whether it makes them break out or have just clogged pores. And that's how coconut oil is for me. I get little bumps. It doesn't do well for me. This has sesame oil in it, which I like too, because it has a great viscosity to it. So I think I'm saying that right. So, you know, one pump and it's rubs into, and I can see my makeup melting off. And then I don't even have to use a wet rag. I just use water, splash it, and it starts kind of coming off my face, which is what I want. I do not like a lot of effort with scrubbing my face at night, and then I just use a cloth and wipe it. What I like after I use it is I feel it and my skin is not dried out, but it feels very, very clean. And that's because it also has vitamin E and essential fatty acids in it. So it's going to be really nourishing without being filmy and too thick because of their choice of using sesame oil with that one. So next step would be the Mineral Boost Hydrating Essence. This is the one I was the most perplexed by whenever the line was introduced to us because I've never used an essence before. It's an alternative to toner, so it's different than toner. Toner you're going to spray, and sometimes it'll have witch hazel, which could dry out your skin or something, but this uses seawater. Is it seawater? Yeah, seawater and fermented sugars. And so it actually has a real milky texture to it, and it creates a barrier on your face to begin to start locking in hydration. So it's very different than a toner, and it's a lot creamier, and I just do a couple of shakes of that. And then next is the serum. Let's see, I'm gonna separate these out a little bit. Okay, so you got the Tripeptide Radiance Serum. Oh, hang on, I thought my phone was gonna fall. This is gonna be, so if you were to look at the ingredients list on this one, this is like a few of these are, and this one is too. This is where the bakuchiol is way up on the list, meaning it's at a higher concentration. So if you're wanting to try a plant-based alternative to retinol, this is the punch packer with that. Punch packer. This is your serum. I mean, I just use barely a pump of it. Okay, so everybody wants to talk about the plant-based retinol that's in it, but what I found so interesting when I was researching on my own with ingredients is that it has squalane right up there at the top of the list. Here's the cool thing about squalane. I've seen this used in a lot of green beauty and different products, and I think you can even take it internally. But so our body naturally produces, I'm guessing it's called squalene because it's E-N-E instead of A-N-E. And as we age, that begins to decline, the production of it. It's kind of like collagen or other things within the skin. So I may have to take a tea break. Hang on. I'm parched. And I get too fired up. I need to calm down. So squalene, our body naturally produces, but it starts declining in our 20s, mainly in our 30s. So by 30s, you can see the dip in it. And then by 40s, it's like a third of what our body originally produced. 50s, half. 60s, barely producing any. And so the squalane is like the substitution for that to get the plumpness back in your skin. Because basically when our body doesn't produce that anymore, what happens is our skin it's kind of like elderly people, how they have like ashy skin. That's less of that coming out. So to add that back into your skincare, it's going to counteract dryness, flakiness, dullness, and the squalane really boosts the production of all that. So you're giving your body something that it's naturally starting to decline in. Hence, it's going to give it that youthful glow again. So yes, it does have the bakuchiol in it, and that's awesome and everything, but I really love that it has squalane. So they say 6 weeks on this one was when they did their own like clinical trial version or test versions of it to see results. And I've been using, not even every day, for like probably 4 weeks now, and I definitely see it. Which, by the way, I know some people, like I had some people say, oh, I just thought your skin was a little extra glowy because of pregnancy. No, it's not. I am not someone who necessarily has like this huge glow in pregnancy and skin, just because my natural skin is dry. And then on top of that, I live in an elevated desert in Colorado. I'm trying to keep adjusting this. And so I am constantly fighting flakiness, dullness, dryness, all of that. So any glow I've kind of worked for. And I've been here for 2 years. and have not been able to find anything, it just keeps tipping, rich enough. So this has really helped me and worked for me. Okay, don't touch it too much. Okay, so next we've got, see, what did I do next? I've got the antioxidant soft cream. So this is going to be the day cream. Here's what I'll say about this. It is very moisturizing. I don't want to get too ahead of myself because I don't want to confuse you with steps. But basically, some people can use this morning and night. We'll get into all that later. Really, it's better to talk about in private messages. If you have oily skin type, you may want a oily to combo. This may be enough for you for morning and night. So again, I did my own research on this one and saw, yes, it has the Ret Natural, but squalane is up there, very high, as well as shea butter, which shea butter is like one of the key products that's in my favorite product in the whole line, the night cream. Shea butter is fantastic. So I used to do my own skincare and like make my own skincare. Shea butter is what I would use because it didn't clog my skin, but it also gives your skin such rich moisture that really locks in and lasts instead of being, putting it on and feeling like, oh, it looks so dewy, and then it's gone. So I love that about it. And then it has arginine. So I had to look this up a little bit because I've heard of arginine, but I didn't really know exactly what it did. And it's an antioxidant that boosts collagen production. How cool is that? So we all want more collagen in our skin. It's good to take it internally too. I have it every single day. But if you can get it in your skincare and actually apply it directly on your skin, that's awesome too. And arginine is the antioxidant that's in this cream. So for those of you guys who are worried that your skin is like having breakouts or whatever, think of how healing putting an antioxidant into your skin is. You want to eat your blueberries and all your antioxidants too, but we also want it in our skincare going directly onto our skin. So we got eye cream next. And y'all, I'm being honest, I was really scared to even try this because I really like the Rejuvenating Eye Cream. And this tube is a lot bigger than the Rejuvenating Eye Cream, but it actually comes with the same amount. So my Rejuvenating Eye Cream lasts me 9 months to a year. So that's how this one is. You just barely need any at all. And the thing that I really love about it that I was worried it wouldn't have is it still works really hard at combating puffiness, fine lines, and darkness, which are all 3 things around my eyes that I've been wanting to work on for probably the last 3-4 years since I hit 30. I mean, I never did an eye cream before then. If you're doing an eye cream before then, good job, but I didn't. So it has a lot of the same ingredients as the antioxidant soft cream, but the added one is Persian silk tree. But Beautycounter is always finding stuff from nature, so I had to look it up and read on it. It says forms a barrier that protects collagen and elastin and reduces under eye bags, helps the skin with darkness and dullness. And then I thought this was cool. So there was like a section where it was just talking about what it does in skincare, but then there was a section where it was also talking about what it does if you take it internally. And it says that it really helps to calm down stress, especially from things like environmental stressors. So I love, again, it's that whole marrying of internal and external. We want to be putting good things in our body, right? If we eat McDonald's cheeseburgers every day and then we're trying to clean up our skin may be upset with us based on what we're eating. But if we are putting good things internally and then mimicking that same thing, so things to help combat environmental stressors on our face, which we all encounter every time you walk outside and there's pollution in the air, that's awesome, and that's so great. And so I love that they put that in there. Okay, and then this is my favorite. This is the tetrapeptide supreme cream. And the saddest part of this video is that I probably won't even focus on it. I have a good picture in my feed that I took a couple of days ago, but it's so rich. I feel like the dairy, growing up, the Dairy Queen Blizzard where they shake it that way, nothing comes out. That's how this is. It's so rich. So ingredient wise, shea butter, cocoa butter. Again, so I make this blue tansy calm balm, and those are the 2 things that I use in it. at probably some of the highest concentrations, because they are the two things that I've found that actually give my skin moisture to the point where when I go to bed, it feels like butter. When I wake up, it feels the same. So that's how you know that it's like creating a successful barrier that is releasing that hydration, locking it in, but keeping it over time is what I'm trying to say. So shea butter and cocoa butter, the things that I like about those too is that they're not greasy. If that matters to you texture-wise, I just wanted to at least note that. And then I had put in here, I didn't know a lot about tetrapeptide, so I had to learn. So it increases elasticity, minimizes fine lines, boosts firmness, and smooths the skin's surface. That's a complex that they've chosen to pick and use in this. So again, they know what they're doing. They're scientists. They spend so much time and effort on stuff like this. And I could just talk to the results and say that, like, I've always had flaking under here, all under here, so like even beyond where an eye cream would go. And since I've been using this and the eye cream, this was the first thing I started with, just because I do have pregnant skin and it's sensitive. So I was kind of like, I'm gonna start slow with the thing I need the most. And I mean, it was like immediately everything was soft, and that's because of that. And then this also has the fermented sugars in it, which sounds really weird, but it says when I did research on it, it soothes the skin by binding water to it. So I love that because it's like nothing's slipping away. It's binding and locking it in, and that's why you have that good moisture for a while. Okay, so that's like the full overview on the line. Here's the deal, the disclaimer I've been giving to everyone. People have been asking me, I can't afford the whole line. Where do I begin? Totally get that. But I don't like to just name out my favorite products because I do have sensitive, dry skin. And if I sit there and say, oh, I love, the night cream. Well, you may have oily combo and you may also be happy with your current regimen and you just have one little gap you need to fill in. So I've been working like on an individual basis to custom design, custom recommend in a specific way exactly what I feel like would fit you best. So happy to do that. Also, just if you do want to buy it as a set, it's basically, if you buy it as a set, it's like it's $2 off, from being able to just say you officially get this free. But this is the cleansing oil. So you get, overall, it's like an $80 savings because, and oh goodness, I should have written this down. I have it written 2 other places in my Facebook group. But you get 10% back in product credit, which is 10%. So it would be like $38-ish or in the 30s back in product credit. And then I think it was 42. 38 and 42. Woo, go me. I remembered numbers. 32 is going to be, that's how much you get. Oh, am I switching that? I think I'm switching that. Basically, you get, I'm going to stop celebrating myself in math. But you get 30 something dollars, $30 to $40 off, $30 to $40 back in member credit. We'll just say that so I don't have to do the math because the math's already written out in my Facebook group. So overall, it ends up being $80 total savings. But again, if you can't buy the whole line and you need to work your way up to it, that's totally understandable too. And I want to help you to figure out which ones you want to try out that are actually going to meet the needs of what your skin is looking for. So if that's you, just send me a message, and then I will upload this on my Facebook group. And so it'll live here as one video, uninterrupted. Hallelujah. I was so frustrated with stories. Thank y'all for joining, and I'm so glad that everybody's been curious and excited about this line. I hope y'all know my heart. I wouldn't be talking about it if I didn't love it. And I really love it, and I'm glad that they're doing it. I think it's been a missing gap, not only in clean beauty, as far as like having active skincare. Like I want to see my skin looking as it would if I just left a facial, but it's definitely kind of been a missing gap in Beautycounter. I mean, we have the peel, which is very active, but a lot of the other stuff is great, and it does wonders for the skin if you have skin specific needs, say like acne, the Counter Control line. But if you're just looking for overall anti-aging, this is going to be awesome for that, and really you will see results. I think that's it, you guys. Thanks for joining again, and I can't believe I didn't get interrupted by my children. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day, and thanks for tuning in. Bye.